case for being one of the fairest sports there is. It's played by mixed teams, 4 of each sex. But men can only mark men, women can only mark women. And there's no advantage in height. This basket is 11.5 feet above the ground, and that's 18 inches higher than in basketball or in netball. They use a size 5 football, and to throw that through the basket requires a very special skill. Not the sort of thing that I do easily. But if you can do it, it scores a goal, and the team that scores most goals is the winner. There are other rules, but the great essence of korfball is its simplicity, and I don't think you'll find the play difficult to follow. For these World Games, 6 nations have entered, and we're going to start with the opening match. It's between the United States and the favourites and world champions, Holland. The United States in the white strip with the blue trim, Holland in their traditional orange shirts with white shorts. Teams of 8 that split into 2 divisions. So you have 4 defenders and 4 attackers in one division and 4 defenders and 4 attackers in the other division, and they can't come out of their own divisions. And there's the first goal of the game, scored by Petra Geelhout for Holland. Pass from Bram van der Zee. A good shot from wide by Petra Geelhout. 6 minutes gone, and the Dutch take the lead. And now an example of how good the Dutch are at defending. Americans making themselves a couple of shooting chances, but not really clear-cut. This is essentially a team game and a game of cooperation. You're not allowed to run dribbling with the ball. It's all passing, 1 foot anchored, but because the movements are so flowing, very often the feet hardly seem to be stationary. Much more so in the case of the Americans than now when the Dutch gain possession. Good move here, building up. And good support from Jocke Meeuwsen, who made the initial break to make it 2-0. Using Hans Hemerkerk, who gets in under the basket to give her the return pass, and Jocke Meeuwsen gets the second goal, 2-0 for Holland, 8 minutes gone. And after 2 goals, the players change divisions. The attackers become defenders and vice versa. So to play the game, you have to have all the skills. American shot goes astray, and Holland gain possession. And that's going to be one of the problems that the Americans will have to cope with. Dutch much better at retaining possession, much better at finding players with passes, players who are running into position, players who are capable of shooting like Margriete van der Kolk. Tremendous shot from the Dutch number 6, quarter of an hour gone, putting her side 3-0 in front. Wide out by the sideline, clean into the basket. So the Americans really up against it now. American players raised on basketball with their cornflakes, so a certain amount perhaps of basketball thinking behind their korfball, whereas the Dutch, who invented the game, play it almost as second nature. American team based on 2 colleges really, whereas the Dutch have 600 clubs and 100,000 players. And they're terribly good at stopping the opposition from playing the game they want to play. The marking here, very tight, very frustrating for the Americans. It destroys their confidence, and they get a bit afraid of giving the ball away with long shots. Not really enough movement to disrupt the Dutchmen. Here's their skipper, Hans Hemerkerk. Americans regain possession, and there was a foul there, a contact foul, and the referee gives the penalty because there was a scoring chance there, and when the contact foul occurs in that situation, then the team who suffer get the chance to put it right with a penalty. Rob Bell to take it, wearing 2 for the United States. Nice gentle little lob in. He really ought not to miss from that range, certainly not at international level. 3-1 now then the score, and so that's another 2 goals since the change, so we have another changeover, defenders and attackers changing places. Don't see such penetrating long passing from the Americans, and there's another shot that's gone astray and possession surrendered, and that will eat away at their confidence as the game goes on. Possibilities here for the Americans, a little bit static, forced to come right back to the halfway line to try and find a fresh way through. It's still not easy. Not allowed to shoot when you are defended, which means that your marking player is close enough to you to prevent you from shooting, but that, in the judgment of the referee, may only be a matter of inches, and the good players can come just a foot or two off their marker to find the shooting opportunity. Americans there, frustrated once again in trying to find a way through, and eventually surrender possession without even a shot. Free throw to Holland. 15 Bram van der Zee, and here now their skipper Hans Hemerkerk. Back out to come in from the front, bounces off the rim, but still Holland retain possession. In they come again. Attack was set up more quickly by the Americans there, and they profited from it. What a very good goal. Lorraine Mazanko, the scorer. Mark Scruggs sets her up, and a very well-timed run by the American girl, earning them an excellent goal. 3-2 now, and the United States back in the game. Again, good combination here by the Dutch. And that's a very easy basket. The defender lost Hans Hemerkerk, and he had a very easy lob in. Defenders must watch the attacker they're marking, not the ball. Somebody had lost Hans Hemerkerk there, and so he makes it 4-2. And once again, it's a change of divisions. Defenders go forward into attack. Attackers move back into defense. Ball out of play, and America get possession, but give it away straight away. And there's an example of the Dutch sharpness. They pulled the American defenders about so much that a girl found herself defending against a man, and that's an infringement, and that's a penalty, which Rene Kruse will take for Holland. Oh, he's missed it. Well, you won't see Holland miss many penalties. Score then remains 4-2 to Holland. The Americans still finding life very tricky around the Dutch basket. In the end, get impatient and concede possession with a free throw to Holland. Patient build up by the Dutch. There's De Boer coming in and taking the return, and that's a very good goal indeed. It's a huge man. And that made it 5-2, and the Dutch were by then beginning to pull away and look the side that we are sure is going to excite us during the coming days of this Korfball tournament. Final score after a powerful exhibition was Holland 18, United States of America 6. And in the other games on the